What's up guys, Max here, MadazMoney.com, and guess what? Last month, July 2020, I just had the biggest, the best, the craziest, most profitable month ever in my trading career, making $836,000 in just 1 month, besting, shattering my previous best month, which was June 2020, the month before, by $300,000. I don't even know what else to say at this point, guys. Here's the broker statement. All right, guys. For the doubters, the naysayers, and the non-believers, here is the broker statement. You see right there, July 1st, 2020 to July 31st, 2020. Some of you guys wanted to see the broker logo for whatever reason, so I'm going to go ahead and just show that. I don't know if that really matters, but if you guys want to see it, go ahead. Right there, enjoy. Broker statement right there with the broker logo. Centerpoint Securities, that's who I trade with. All right, guys, so hopefully that makes some of you guys happy there. But this is the broker statement, guys, and just again to prove a point, this is a real statement. This is not like a screenshot. You can see I can highlight stuff. You know, I can hit F5 and it refreshes the page. There you go, the highlight's gone. So here we go, all right, guys. So you can see right there, pretty good, pretty solid days, $50,000 days, and then things really picked up. A six-figure day there, 116,000. Another six-figure day. Had a really crazy week with that $204,000 day. That's my best day of all time. Had a couple of bad days here, $152,000 loss, and then obviously this is my worst loss of all time, $317,000. Not too happy about that. But I recovered pretty quickly, 75,000, 36,000, 51,000, and yeah, pretty much recovered all of that pretty quickly. So no problem there. 106,000 there. Nice day, nice way to end the month. Toward the end of the month there, and I think the last day I made $43,000 on the very last day of July, and you can see right there my totals on the month, $835,000 right there, $835,000 and 90 cents net right there. All right, guys, traded a lot of shares. How many shares did I trade? 16 million shares. So a lot of shares there. But overall, and you can see the prop reports link at the bottom, so it's legit. You can see the stocks I traded. Kodk. Kodk was a popular one. KNDI, Sun, EDSA, Fran. So yeah, this is the broker statement, guys. The only thing that I really lament is obviously taking those big hits. You know, if I didn't lose the 300,000 or the 152,000, I would have pushed a $1 million month. But hey, goals for next time. So in this video, I'm gonna go ahead and jump right in and tell you guys how I did it, showing you guys the live trading footage, the highlights of the last month, the crazy epic trades, the biggest trades of my career, the biggest loss of my career. You guys are gonna get a chance to see that. You guys are gonna get to see the biggest comeback of my career, where I was down over $400,000 and I came back green on a day somehow. Epic stuff. Epic halt resume washout long, the best, biggest, craziest halt resume washout long on Kodk of all time, making $325,000 on a single trade. All that good stuff right after the intro, so cue the music. All right, what's up guys? Max here, MadazMoney.com, and man, what a crazy month it was, the month of July 2020. One for the ages, now officially in the books, making over $800,000, guys. Should have made over $1 million, but you know what? There's no woulda, coulda, shouldas in the market, as we all know. Next time, goals for next time, you know, if I didn't take those hits, could have been over $1 million bucks, but you know, lessons were learned. Still a pretty damn good month if you ask me. $800,000 following a $500,000 month. So I've officially turned that $50,000 in the account that I started with in the end of May. Now it's over a 1.6 million at this point. Pretty ridiculous if you think about it, but that's just a byproduct of the market that we're in. You know, you guys heard me say this in the last couple of videos. The market has been just insane, and it's still staying that way, and I'm just going to keep milking it as long as it lasts. So without further ado, I don't want to make this video extremely long. I'm just going to talk about the trades, some of the highlights of the trades I took specifically in the last 2 weeks. You know, some live trading footage that I meant to release earlier, but I just didn't have time. Again, you know, making these YouTube videos is very time consuming. It's a lot of work. And if you're like me, waking up at 6 a.m. on the West Coast and you're trading all day, and then sometimes you got to trade after hours as well, and then you're trading basically from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m., you really don't got that much time left. Hell, I barely had enough time to eat and go to the bathroom. So really, let alone make any time to work on any YouTube video. So a couple of these, you know, some of this footage was meant for another YouTube video that I was intending to make earlier, but I just didn't get around to doing so. I'm just going to go ahead and just throw it all in this video for you guys for this monthly recap, if you will. Fun fact though, this video is actually like 4 hours long. If you look in the bottom right hand corner here, I don't know if I'm blocking it, but this video is actually 4 hours long. So unfortunately, I'm not going to make a 4-hour video. I'm not going to do a voiceover for 4 hours. Even when I play it at 4x speed, it's going to be 1 hour. I don't have time for that, guys. It's like almost dinner time over here right now as I'm making this video. So I'm going to go ahead and have to skip through some of this stuff and then play it really quickly, unfortunately. So that's just the way it is. I was not thinking when, you know, I was going to make this compilation, this little highlights video, if you will. This little highlight reel video, if you will, that it was going to be 4 hours long. It's only like, you know, a couple of trades. But sometimes trades take forever to play out. So the video ended up being 4 hours long, and it's not going to be 4 hours long. We're going to go ahead and skip through it. So first trade, okay, the first trade I took, note the date, July 17th. This is actually the day where I finished up $204,000 on the day, which is my personal best single day record of all time. And I want to show you guys the trade that pretty much made up the bulk of those gains. This is basically RMBL. RMBL was a stock that ran from, it looks like in the single digits below $10, hitting 28 there, and it faded back down. So I'm looking for a short on pops, and you'll see me take a couple shorts. I had to take a couple paper cuts to get the top, and it eventually nailed it, and then it tanked in my favor. I ended up making a really nice gain. So let's see how this trade plays out. We're going to play it at 4x speed. And then we're going to skip through it. I'm going to skip through the whole, you know, the time where I'm holding. I'm going to skip, you know, straight to the exit. But I'm going to show you guys how I entered this trade. Actually, I'm going to play it a little bit quicker here just to speed things up. I do apologize if, you know, the video quality isn't going to be as good. I just don't want this video to be 4 hours long. I don't want, you know, I don't think you guys want to sit through a 4-hour video either. As long as you guys understand the concepts, that's all that matters, right? So again, if you guys are new to my videos, new to my YouTube channel, basically I look at this is a level 2. So right now I'm shorting this pop. You see there's resistance here at 22. I'm basically shorting against this 22 resistance level. That's why I'm in here, 15,000 shares at 21. But this is the level 2, guys. I'm watching this 90% of the time, okay? The chart is right here. I'm using a 3-minute chart. That's what I'm known for. I use a 3-minute chart. But this is a level 2. I'm looking at this pretty much the entire time, okay? So I'm looking for the bids and the offers to see which way the imbalance is going, okay? Supply versus demand, buyers versus sellers. That's basically fundamentally what the market is, what the stock market is. It's just a big tug of war between buyers and sellers. So right now I'm going short against that 22 resistance. There's overhead resistance here at 22, 24.4, 26. You see my lines drawn there. 28, of course, that pre-market highs. The stock is looking like it's you know, going back down in my favor a little bit there, off against that 22 level. Again, I do apologize. This video is a little bit choppy because I'm forced to play at a 8x speed. But yeah, I'm in this trade for quite some time as I build this position. I do take a couple paper cuts on the way up. You see that I'm up, you know, nicely, about $20,000 unrealized still on the trade. I didn't take it because I'm expecting it to maybe drop a little bit lower. But we'll see how this plays out. Okay, I do have to take a couple losses on the way up, as the stock does end up going a little bit further than expected. As you can see, there is some overhead resistance, but you know, there's no ruling out that it might not go to 24 or 26 and so on, right? So right now, 15,000 shares, 21 average. I'm on the short side. I'm up $32,000 there briefly as the stock dipped to the 18s. So let's see what happens. See the stock kind of double bottoming there in the 18s. I probably could have taken it. You know, truth be told, I could have taken it. Locked in $30,000 there off of that 19 wash to the 18s. I could have taken it. Maybe I just got greedy. Stock's kind of dancing around a little bit. Another chance for me to take it off there in the 18s. So you can see, like right now, the stock's basically just dancing around this 19 area, right? So I did end up taking it off there because it looked like it was going to skip up over 20. So I did take off half there, locking in $10,000 realized, which is the right move because now I'm red on the remaining shares. Would have been so I re-added it back to 22 against that 22 resistance level. Again, bear with me, guys. You know, it's been a while. It's been a couple of weeks since I took this trade, so I'm trying to regather what I was thinking at the time. I did stop out a half there, re-adding. So this is basically what I call recycling shares. Okay, this is something I talk about in the Madaz money trading community, where I would stop out, re-add if it looks like I'm about to, you know, get the move in my favor after I stop out. I just keep recycling shares, keep repeating the same process until I get the very top. This only works if you have the right conviction, okay? If you're convinced that the stock, for instance, in this particular case is going to go down, and you're trying to recycle your shares, position yourself with a good average for the short, for the inevitable big move down, then you can recycle your shares to get a higher average. That way you can, you know, eventually reap the rewards of that big move. Now, what I'm doing right here on RMBL is I'm basically playing between these two resistance levels, between 22 and this 24 level, okay? So I stopped out a couple times. You see me stopped out there. Now I'm realized red on a day, but I stopped out just because I didn't want to get ripped on full size all the way up to 24, 26. So, you know, I essentially got my average up now to 21.55. The stock's currently at 21.8. So let's see how this plays out. You see me try to add a couple more shares there, basically going against this 22 level. Now, some of you guys might be like, well, the stock's in an uptrend. Why are you shorting it? Well, there's still overhead resistance, okay? Remember, I kind of don't trade a very conventional way, which is probably why I draw the ire of a lot of people on Twitter and social media in general. A lot of people don't understand how I operate. And yeah, I don't go with the conventional wisdom of what a lot of people preach. I kind of just did my own thing. And right now, you know, stock's going against me. It is going against me. But you'll see how I just managed to work my way out of this eventually and end up making huge. This is actually one of my biggest trades of all time when it's all said and done. So I'm in 30,000 shares here, 22.17 average. I'm down about a point. Not a big deal, you know, in the grand scheme of things because, you know, there's still some resistance here at 24. I could always recycle my way out of it, take off half, re-add it back at a higher resistance level, get my average up, and again, you know, this only works if you have conviction, okay? If you're convinced that the stock is probably going to go down in this particular case, because RMBL, I feel like it's probably going to like top out at one of these resistance levels, okay? It's going to top out at one of these resistance levels, 24, 26. If it goes over 28, then obviously at that point, you just got to eat it, take the loss, take the full loss, and then look to go long. But as long as there's still overhead resistance, I'm going to look to go short, okay? So that's just the way I operate. You could agree with me, you could disagree with me. Some of you guys might say it's risky, but that's just how I've been doing this, and this is how I'm up $1.6 million in the last 2 months off a $50,000 account that I started in late May, okay? So right now, yeah, I am down $50,000 on the trade. That sucks. And I am short 40,000 shares at a 23.01 average. But again, the stock's kind of stalling out a little bit here. 24, you watch it, 24, 23, it's kind of like stalling out. This is resistance, okay? This is resistance, and there's another resistance right above it. It's coming into play. Notice the diminishing volume right here, okay? Stock's kind of dancing around, it's kind of fading off. So there you go, briefly went to the 22s. Remember, I have an average at 23.01. My risk is against that 24 area. If it breaks cleanly 24, I got to take off at least half and recycle my way up again to the next resistance level. Okay, taking paper cut losses until I get the very top and then position myself for the big move down. That's the idea. And if it were to keep going, then I guess got to eat the loss and look to go long and try to recoup losses that way. So that's just the way it works, guys. As long as you have your bias properly set and you have the conviction for the move, then there you go. So right now, you know, it's looking a little bit better. I'm not down as much as you can see right here, $23. You know, this is basically around my average, 23. You know, it's a lot more comfortable to hold it. This is how recycling shares works, guys. It allows you to get your average up to the point where you can kind of comfortably hold through this kind of chop and consolidation because it's not too far away from your average, right? If I didn't recycle shares, I'd be holding at like a 21 average, but down like 2, 3, 4 points a share. Then that's not going to feel as comfortable to manage, right? It's a psychological thing. It's a means to control your emotions a little bit better because now you're not, you know, down like a boatload in terms of per share, right? So right now, again, I may be down a trade, I may be realized down in a trade, but I've positioned myself nicely because I feel like, you know, I got a 1 point risk basically over 24, and at $23, it's just dancing around my average. I'm not going to be freaking out, you know. I'm not going to be staring at a big red unrealized number, not be staring at a big per share deficit. Right? So right now, just gonna watch what it does. Now it is kind of holding right here. So I don't like this kind of VWAP hold. So that has me a little bit scared. So let's see what I do here. It is popping over 24. I think I kind of hold on to it because it's not breaking cleanly over 24. A clean break over 24 probably for sure would have to be a stop out of half. But it's still dancing around 23. So you can see the unrealized is just flickering between green and red, which means it's dancing around my average, give or take. So, you know, nothing again to really alarm me too much. You see on the level 2, there are a couple bids here at 23 trying to save it. But every time it pops over 24, you got a bunch of sellers stepping in to knock it back down a point. So right now it's just a big battle. Again, it's always a tug of war, a battle between buyers and sellers. So, you know, nothing to be freaking out about, nothing to be overly excited about either. But you know, I've positioned myself using the recycling shares strategy, the technique, to allow me to hold through this comfortably. That's the key takeaway from this trade, and this allows me to position myself for the inevitable big move down. Now you see the stock's moving a little bit more toward my favor. Watch the bids here: 22.5, 22.7. And right now, you know, we're just watching what the stock is gonna do. You know, it's basically kind of in no man's land. I'm gonna fast forward this now a little bit because I think it does this for a while. Ignore the fact that I'm also in VRNA. But yeah, we're gonna fast forward this. So right before it starts going in my favor, so right here, so it goes down to a halt. So that's good. Okay, so we'll watch it right here. Okay, so it's dancing still right above 23. Watch it's kind of skip down there, right to a downside halt. Boom! I'm instantly up $85,000. This stock finally has shown its hand. Downside halt. I'm positioned myself again. The key takeaway from this is that I positioned myself to be in this spot where I can reap the benefits of the outcome. 20.89. The stock has now crashed down to a downside halt. Had I been bag holding from a really bad average and the stock was dancing around 23, flirting with a 24 breakout, I probably would have freaked out and stopped out. Okay, guys? So instead of that, I worked my way up in terms of getting my average up via recycling shares. And I got my average up to 23. I was able to hold around that 23 area. Next thing you know, the stock crashes down to 20, and now I'm looking pretty. Okay? So I'm up 85,000 unrealized. I'm down only 8,000 realized. I'm about to be green. Huge on the day. The stock is indicating $20. Okay, so let's watch the resumption here. The stock's going to resume here in about a couple seconds, and we'll see what happens. So let's see here. The resumption. Boom. I'm up $100,000 on this trade, guys. $100,000. This is, again, one of my best trades of all time. A 6-figure trade. Let's see what happens. I covered some there. Only got a partial. I'm now officially green on the day now, though. The target here would be a flush down to 18. That's the next support level. Let's see what happens. Still up a realized almost 6 figures on this trade. Pretty awesome. So let's see what happens. We're gonna fast forward this a little bit. So I covered a little bit more there, looks like. So watch what happens. There you go, covered a little bit more there, sub 20 wash. Now I'm realized $56,000 on the day, holding half a position for a bigger flush. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we get it. There we go. Covered another half there as this stock is testing 19. Now I'm up a realized $82,000 on just RMBL, the stock in question, up $91,000 overall, flirting with $100,000 on a day. It's only 11 o'clock, 1 hour and 30 minutes into the day. So yeah, 1/4 position left, and I'm officially all out, guys. Boom, boom, boom. $123,000. Realized now in RMBL, up $132,000, guys, on the day. 11 o'clock, 1.5 hours, covering into that's flush to support in the 18s. What a trade, guys. Again, recycling shares. I talked about it so many times. Hopefully you guys got the idea. Great example of how to position yourself if you have conviction, but you're not sure where the stock's going to top out, when it's going to drop, but you position yourself properly by getting yourself a good average. If you're in early, you can recycle your shares, get that average up, and there you go. Boom, stock moves in your favor, and then you bank the 6-figure win. All right, guys? So that's RMBL. So let's move on to the next trade. All right, so moving on to the next trade, I'm up $190,000. Actually, I'm just going to include this trade. This is nothing really crazy, but I just want to show you guys the moment where I crossed $200,000 on a day for fun because it's just awesome. Right here, RMBL actually is reclaimed later in the day. Look at that epic squeeze there from 18 and bottoming there at 18, ripping to 34. So I'm going for a washout long. The stock's now above that $28 level from the morning. Shorts are absolutely decimated. This is going to be classic washout long territory for Madaz. You guys seen this type of trade over and over again. So let's see how this plays out here on RMBL. Washout long style, up $190,000 in a day. Power hour, we got less than an hour to go. And let's see if I get over that $200,000 mark. Spoiler alert, you guys saw the broker's statement. I did, but let's see how it actually happened. So let's see here, RMBL, it's ripping to more highs, looking for a washout long, maybe that 33 area. Below that, you got support at 30. You got the lines drawn there on the chart. This stock is clearly overextended at this point as it's made a move from 18 all the way up to 37. We need a big yank. I am in there. You see me in. So I did take a trade right there. I missed that. So I'm in there at 34. When did that even happen? Hold on, let's go back there for a second. So yeah, the wash right there. You see the wash? Boom. Okay, so there's the flush. Boom. The flush right there to 34. A little flash flush down to 34 against this 33 support area. I'm in at 34, 84, 10,000 shares. Right, looking for the $2,000 trade here. The trade to get me over $200,000. The trade to get me over $200,000 right there. Boom, right there. Shorting, going long there on that wash, selling into that pop. 36 pop there. Boom, right there. Going over $200,000 on a day, $203,000. Nailing a textbook classic washout long trade there, RMBL. What a day this was, guys. This, again, was my best day of all time in a single day. Unbelievable. So that's July 17th. Highlights from July 17th, guys. The epic $130,000 whatever short on RMBL in the morning, and then flipping long. Look how much money I made on this stock, guys. Over $160,000 on RMBL on both the long and the short. That's some epic stuff. All right, so we're going to go ahead and fast forward to July the 29th. So this is actually the... All right, so we're going to go ahead and fast forward here to July the 29th. And this is actually the day where I got smoked on Kodk. And, you know, a lot of haters gave me slack for this one. But a lot of them thought that I was shorting front side. In reality, I was not. And this video will prove exactly that. I was just in a lot of shares. And what happened was when the stock halted, there was news that said that the halt was because of news pending. And I looked away from my screen for a little bit. And I was looking for the news on Twitter and Google and whatever, and next thing you know, the stock randomly resumed and it skipped up in my face while I was in 100,000 shares short. So that's exactly what happened. We'll see it exactly here play out. Just to show you guys what happened. Again, I'm going to show you guys my winners and my losers, so you guys won't give me slack for just, you know, showing off my wins or whatever. But Kodk right here, I am short 75,000 shares currently here, 19 against this $19, $20 resistance. As you see, I was actually up briefly there. But now I'm short 100,000 shares. 100,000 shares here at 19. You can make a case, whatever, that was oversized. But I'm in 100,000 shares. You can see right there, it skips up to a halt. Okay, so it skips up to a halt. So right now we're watching Kodk. Kodk is the stock that ended up ripping to $60 that particular day. And right now we're looking at it. It's skipping up. Boom. Okay, right to upside halt. I get out of, stop out of like about, you know, 24,000 shares, about 1/4 of my position, but I'm still holding 3/4 of my position, 76,000 shares at a 19 average on a skip up halt. Okay, so the interesting thing here is when the stock halts, it's pretty interesting because the first thing here is the indication information is wrong, and it's showing that I'm up $800,000, which would have been nice, but it's not real. But what happened here was basically this stock is halted on a circuit breaker. Okay, you guys know what a circuit breaker halt is. Every 10% stock halts for 5 minutes. Okay, now number one, there's two things that are peculiar about this particular incident. NYSE, Kodk is an NYSE stock. New York Stock Exchange is not a NASDAQ. NASDAQ stocks are, I guess they're electronic or whatever. They're a lot more precise with their resumptions. The stocks usually resume on the 5-minute mark to a T. For whatever reason, maybe they're using like ancient equipment or something over there at the New York Stock Exchange. The resumption times on the New York Stock Exchange listed securities don't, for whatever reason, resume at 5 minutes on the dot. And I totally forgot that because a lot of NYSE tickers usually have 3 characters. Kodk had 4, KODK. So it kind of just slipped my mind. I thought it was NASDAQ, but I kept forgetting that it was NYSE. And I just got screwed by a lot of random resumptions. I would be waiting for the 5-minute resumption, and then it would like resume at like 5 minutes and like 43 seconds or something really random. And I would look away and then look back, and the thing resumes, and it just like skips up like 3 points in my face. And it's just so messed up, right? So that's kind of messed me up several times today on this particular day, July 29th on Kodk. So just to make that clear for you guys, NYSE stocks don't resume on time. Okay, so take a lesson from me. Don't lose your ass because of it. Now, secondly, there was a big mistake on this one when the news came out that said that this current halt that I'm currently stuck in was due to news pending. So during this time, I'm like freaking out. Like, what the heck happened? Did they get like a buyout or something? I'm going to blow up? Because I want to look up the news and figure out what the news was about. And as I was searching for the news, we'll see what happens here. And I'll also show you guys that this stock also didn't resume on the 5-minute mark exactly, right? So 9:56.33, it should technically resume at 10:01.33, right? So let's fast forward it to around that mark. Okay. So right now, I'm actually looking away at my screen, on my side screen, looking for the news, frantically trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Why is there news pending at the same time as a circuit breaker halt? I'm like freaking out because I'm in a boatload of shares. And next thing you know, I'm looking away. You can see right there, the stock didn't resume on time, right? It resumed about 10 seconds late. I look back, boom, what the heck happened? Like, this stock's ripping in my face, and now I'm down like 150 grand. What the heck's going on? What the heck is going on? I had to freaking frantically stop out of some there. 50,000 shares for a big fat loss, because next thing you know, it's skipping up even more, right? And remember, this is all happening in a very short period of time. If you're looking away and you look back, you're like, well, what the heck just happened? And there's no time for you to get out. If you noticed, it actually washed out to below $20. Had I gotten the opportunity to, have full attention, my full undivided attention on the screen, ready to get out there below $20, I would have only lost like $70,000, right? I would have only lost like $70,000. But instead, I had my, eyes on a different screen. I look back, and then next thing you know, the thing's skipping up to $22, $23. I'm still stuck, and now I'm all out. Now I'm down $438,000 on a day, which is really shitty. Really shitty. Anytime you lose $38,000, you're not having a good day. Okay, guys? Now, again, I'm not going to make any excuses, but NYSE stocks, they randomly resume. Just a lesson for you guys out there. And also, always have your eyes on your screen at all times. Okay, eyes on the screen at all times. So what eventually happened was they retracted the news pending thing. And they said, whoops, my bad. It was actually not news pending. I'm like, well, thanks a lot. Can I get my $400,000 back? But anyways, at this point in time, I'm like, kind of, gotta stay composed, because this stock is obviously a very good opportunity, because it's going to keep ripping. It's going to be a really good long setup. And, I got to regather myself, because I still got a chance to recover. Because this stock, it's definitely looking like your Elfin, your BPTH, your Dries, any of those stocks that we've seen in the past that go crazy, supernova, to the moon, whatever. Those are crazy long opportunities. So I got a chance to make it back. If I'm mentally so defeated and I'm just gonna be like, guys, I'm done here. I took a big hit. I can't continue. Then I'm gonna miss out on that opportunity to take advantage of my grade A setups. You guys know me. When an Elfin comes around, when a BPTH comes around, that's my time to shine. If I'm just out of it and I don't take advantage of it, who knows when the next BPTH type setup is gonna show up, right? So I at this point in time, I take a deep breath, get some air, and regather myself, and it's time to start the most epic comeback in Madaz history. All right, so we're gonna fast forward here, and we'll show you guys what happens. All right, so I actually tried to short this. I actually got filled 200 shares at 53. Tried to fill like a lot of shares, but whatever. I ended up making a pretty good amount of money off of those 200 shares. But in any case, right here. So right now, the stock hit a top of $60. It did the first gap down, halt, resume. It opened at 31. I went in with 4,200 shares here at 31.9, looking for the mega bounce. Now, looking at the chart, we can analyze that where are the possible bounce spots, right? 30 is one of them, 24 is another, 22 is another, okay? There's also this level at 27. So, this stock dropping from 60 to 30, that's a negative 50% drop. That's a huge drop. And, look at all this potential bounce back to the upside. This thing can bounce back to 40. There's a gap fill there at 45. There's also a gap fill here at 47. So there's a lot of potential for this. This is the mother of all halt, resume, washout long setting up. And you know me, I'm not going to miss it for the world. I could be down $400,000. You guys better believe I'm not going to miss it for the world. So we're going to watch what happens here. Kodk is currently halted, 31.9. I'm in 4,200 shares. There's a chance this thing might drop down a little bit lower, so I got plenty of bullets to add. Now, another annoying things that happened today was, at this point in time, my broker actually restricted Kodk short and long to 1-to-1 margin, so I couldn't use margin for my long halt, resume, washout long, or else I would have made $1 million on this trade, because I was prepared to go in like 150,000 shares. But I tried to put in the order, and it order rejected. And I'm like, oh, come on, man. So I had to just make do with what I had. Thankfully, I still have more than $1 million in my account, so I was still able to use that. But I really wanted to throw down like the big bucks, you know what I'm saying? So this thing is now washing out to 28, closer to that, 26, 24 level. And now I'm in 24,000 shares. It's halted again. I'm gonna fast forward this just to show you guys what happens. So 27, I'm in now. 38,000 shares. You see my entry. 38,000 shares. 28.42 average, and watch this thing halt to the upside. Now I'm up. Now I'm in the driver's seat. $50,000. It's probably going to start bouncing here. A lot of room for this thing to bounce, guys. A lot of room. I'm looking at 36 minimum, possibly a move to 40, 43, 45. So now it's halted to the upside. Let's see what happens. Going to fast forward it again. All right, there we go. Now I'm up 6 figures on this trade. By the way, this is my biggest trade of all time. So you guys are witnessing history right here. Boom. $200,000 on the trade. Look at that. Epic comeback, guys. Epic comeback. This is how you do it. You're never down and out. You're never down and out. You may be defeated for a second there, but you pick yourself up and you nail your A setup if it comes up, okay? This is an A setup for me. I wasn't going to miss it for the world. Like I said, a lot of haters gave me slack for this. They said I should have had a max loss and walked away for the day. I say they're all weak-minded. I say they're weak-minded. Look, if you're so weak-minded that you're defeated, you're down, you're depressed, you're going to go home and cry home to mama because you can't handle the heat, you can't take the pressure, then by all means do it. But you know what? when I see this type of setup, this halt resume, Elfin, BPTH type setup, guys, I'm going to be here all day long. You know me, I'm not going to leave. I'm not going to leave the screens. I'm not going to leave my desk. I'm going to go for it. And look what happened. I benefited and reaped the rewards of having the composure, having the confidence still, having the correct mindset, having the emotional stability to be here and nail this trade, to recover all of my losses back. Let's watch. Now, it's halted again. Let's see what happens. Watch the resumption. Watch the resumption. All right, watch the resumption. There we go. Here we go. So now, I sell half here on this 36 pop. I'm now only down $280,000 in a day. I'm realized $100,000 basically here on the long here of Kodk. You see right here, 36, 37. Look at that. Holy mother of God. Look at that. Selling a little bit more. Now I'm only down $199,000. Remember, guys, I was down $438,000. $438,000. Look at that. Making it back. Making it back, baby. Look at that. Selling some more. Selling some more. There we go. All out. Look at that, guys. $278,000. $278,000, guys. You just witnessed history. $325,000 was officially made on this trade, the long of Kodk. 38,000 shares selling into this pop. Now I went from being down $438,000 now only being down $102,000, guys. That is unreal. That is unreal. So we're going to fast forward this a little bit. I'll show you guys what else happened so you guys can see. Took a short there against 40. Just chipping away now, chipping away at those losses. See, I'm short here against 40. Locking it in here. Let's see, we got that wash. Looks like I'll probably cover, I think, where did I cover? 35 there. I did cover it. So now I'm only down $93,000, less than $100,000. Now I can see the promised land, guys. Now I can see the promised land. This is recoverable. Now I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I feel determined, more determined than ever to recover everything. Okay? Remember, this is not revenge trading, guys. Revenge trading would be forcing trades into inferior setups. This was not an inferior setup. This is an A setup for me. Some of you guys out there, especially some of the haters, might be like, yeah, he took some scary, risky trades. Well, it might be risky to you, but to me, it's not risky. To me, it's not risky, guys, because I've done this trade so many times. You guys have watched my YouTube videos over the years. I've done the same Elfin style trade like 100 times. So you guys know that. So right now, pick it up a little bit here. I'm only down $53,000 on the day, guys. Kodk has ripped to 42. I'm going to be looking for a short against 45. There's a gap here at 45. Let's see what happens. There we go. I'm short here at 45. Let's get this down here. Short here at 44.07 officially. 12,000 shares. 12,000 shares. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Basically got the top tick entry there right off that gap fill. This is basically what I'm playing off of, guys. That 45 gap fill. Look at that. Look at that. Slamming in my favor. $42,000 unrealized. Guys, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Look at that. I'm only down $3,000 in a day. Covering to that 40 wash. There we go. There we go. Could have actually went green on that trade, but I covered too early. But that's okay. I'm only down $3,000, guys. Only down $3,000. At one point, I was down $438,000. You guys saw it. Crazy, right? Crazy. So watch the resumption here. This is going to be the trade. I'm going to go wash out long, halt resume, wash out long against this 35 support area. And I'm going to go green officially on this next trade. All right. So let's see what we got. Resumption. I'm long 15,000 shares there at 37 on the halt resume, wash out long against this 36, 35 area support. Watch the bounce. There we go. Let's see the bounce. And I'm up 10,000, up 5 figs on the trade. Selling some there into this bounce here at 39. And I got 9,000 shares left. Selling. And I'm all out, guys. There we go. Boom. Officially green on the day. That's how you do it. Negative $438,000 to plus $13,000. That's how you do it, guys. Live trading examples right here. Showing you guys how to take advantage, how to stay calm, how to keep your cool, how to identify your A setups and execute. It's always about execution. The market does not care whether you're up or you're down. Doesn't matter if you're down huge, up huge, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They don't care. They don't. It's up to you to stay composed, to have the mental stability, to be able to execute your trades, your A setups when they come up. All right, guys? So that's some epic action there on July 29th. The epic comeback from 400,000, negative 438,000 officially to green. I ended up finishing this day, I believe, up like, what, like 50,000 on a day or something like that. Oh my God, it was so sick. Basically, that means I recovered back $500,000. That was the biggest swing I've ever experienced. It was quite an experience. I would have much preferred to, you know, not have looked away from my screen that one moment and taken a $70,000 loss instead of a $300,000 loss or whatever it was. So that way I would have been up green much bigger on the day. It would have been like a freaking, you know, $300,000 green day, $350,000 green day or something like that. But you know what? I'm happy with the way things played out in the end. I stayed composed and executed what I had to do given the situation, right? So not everything's always going to be ideal, but it is what it is. All right, so we're going to fast forward here to July the 30th. This is going to be the last trade. This is going to be the day after. We're watching EDSA, EDSA, watching for a simple panic pop short here against the 17 pre-market highs. We'll show you guys what exactly happened here. This is going to be the last trade. And we're going to talk about this, and then this will be the end of the video. All right. So I'm short. I'm going to be short here on these pops on EDSA. It looks like it's going to pop here to a halt. It is halted there at 1667. So we're going to skip this a little bit and let's see what happens here. Watch the resumption. Notice how EDSA, by the way, it's a NASDAQ stock, so it resumes on the dot at 5 minutes, whereas on the NYZ stocks, you notice that it kind of resumed like usually at the earliest, like a couple seconds late, right? But anyways, I'm short EDSA here, 10,000 shares, 1715 there, a starter position. It goes above this pre-market highs area, and I'm actually about to stop out. This is very interesting. The reason why I'm going to include this trade is because I'm actually about to stop out, but then, you know, it kind of stalls out here on the tape in the 19s. You'll see it here. Every single time the stock tries to push over 19s, it kind of just stalls out, and there you go, boom. So we're going to rewind this so you guys can see it again. I actually almost stopped out of this position. So 19s, watch this 19 here. It pops over 19, stalls out, loses 18s very easily, loses 17s very easily, and then it goes down to 16. So, I mean, that's basically what happened there. We can watch it one more time because that happened pretty quick. All right, let's rewind this. So we'll watch it out of the resumption. Okay, now it's up to 18. Okay, watch 18. It goes back down to 17 for a second. Pops back to 18. That's good. That's some strength there on the long side. It goes to 18.7. 18 bids. It goes to 19 very briefly. So brief that you can barely see it. And then from 19, it goes down to 18. And then it goes down to 18. Loses 18 very easily here. Goes down to 17. This is weak. This is what you call weakness on a tape, by the way, guys. 17s get lost. This means that the sellers are overwhelming the buyers. And downside halt 1631, and there you go. Now I'm up $25,000 on this trade. So I wanted to showcase that, guys. We'll watch the halt resume here. We'll see what happens. There we go, resumption. It's in the 15s. What a trade this ended up being. Covering some there. Oh, actually got a partial. Covering some there. 30,000 there. $41,000 in that trade. Covering there in that 16 wash there off the support line at 15. So up $33,000 in the first 15 minutes of the day, not even 15 minutes. Great trade there. See how we can fast forward this a little bit. There we go. I shorted again, EDSA. See how I got in here. All right. So EDSA is now fading. I'm going to be shorting pops there against that 15 crack. Short there on the 14 pop. Got 10,000 shares there on this 14 pop, risking 15s. Short there, another into that 15 pop. Watching this 15 level. So I'm now stuck in a halt. So let's see what happens. Not the most ideal situation, but let's see the resumption. So it actually resumes down. So not too bad. Usually on a halt up like that, it's supposed to go up. But this one, it went down, so that's good. Yeah, I didn't want to be stuck in the halt, but let's watch that again. There's a resumption, straight down. Watch that 15, and yeah, straight down. So I'm up again. It says I'm unrealized 70,000, but that's not the case. Need to wrap this video up soon, guys. I'm running out of saliva. I've been talking for quite some time. But watch the resumption here. There you go. Watch the resumptions indicating 13.8s, 13s. Bam, look at that. I'm short 21,000 shares. I'm at 14.7 average. Watch this. Wow, it's flushing down below 13s, covering some there. 12s, covering some there. Got a couple shares up. I'm up $60,000 on the day. There you go. All out. All out, guys. On that 13 Washington at 12s. Look at that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm up $72,000. It's barely been a little bit over 30 minutes on the day. So crazy stuff there. Shorting the pops on EDSA. Almost stopping out. Almost stopping out there as it went over this resistance level. But then, you know, once I saw that the 19s were just getting sold into so hard, and that 18s and then 17s were lost so easily, I held on. Next thing you know, I got a halt down in my favor, and I got paid quite handsomely. All right. So let's see what else other trades I took. I think those are the last couple of trades that were significant. EDSA, I'm just showing the pops from here. 76,000 there. But yeah, nothing really significant. And now finishing this session here, I think of 80,000. So $80,000, a little bit over an hour. Not bad at all, guys. Not bad at all. $80,000, you know, on July the 30th to finish what was a pretty epic month. There was I made, how much did I make on the last day? 43,000 on July 31st, 106,000 on July the 30th. So overall, $836,000, guys. Again, crazy month, crazy month. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the highlights of the last couple weeks there. Again, the highs, the lows, the mistakes, the epic trades, the thought process, the big wins, the big numbers. Hopefully you guys got a little bit of a rush out of it like I did. It's been crazy, and I'm looking more forward to more of the same in August. If you guys have been following me on Twitter, go ahead and follow me on Twitter if you haven't done so already, and Instagram as well. But I've been posting my P&L course every single day now for like the last 8 years or so, and if you guys follow me there, you guys would know that I'm already up $128,000, $130,000 already on the first couple days here in the month of August. So I'm on pace for that $1 million month in August, guys. Knock on wood. It's hopefully I don't, you know, have another negative $300,000 day, but goals, guys, goals. $1 million month. That would be nice. That would definitely make this year go from a really epic year to a really epic year. I don't know how much more epic it's going to get, but stimulus checks part 2 are going to come in, and I think that's going to push things along even more so. We saw what happened, you know, when stimulus checks were released the first time around, what it kind of impacted it on the market. So again, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this footage. It's a very long video, but a lot of action packed, a lot of information, a lot of education. So hopefully you guys got a thing or two from it. And I'll try my best to keep making these videos. You guys got to give me a thumbs up. Smash that like button. Smash that like button for me, guys. Hit that subscribe button. The more support I see you guys give me, the more incentive I will have to make these videos. Because again, I don't get paid that much to make these videos. It takes a lot of time. I'm trading a lot of the days. That's where the overwhelming majority of my income comes from. So that's always going to take priority. You know, if I need to rest up to make money the next day, as opposed to staying up for 10 hours to make a YouTube video, I will take that nap so I can recharge and trade the next day, guys. That's just the way it's going to work. But if you guys, you know, leave a nice comment below and show some support, hit the like button, subscribe and all that, share this video, pass it along, then maybe I'll be like, you know what, I might make some more videos. But until then, like I said, it's going to be on my time. So that being said, guys, Madaz, it's your boy Madaz here, signing out. And until next time, happy trading.